Hello, this is Rev Brad. You're listening to the Chaplains United podcast from the Touchline. Friends, I'm excited to share that just in time for Christmas, I have a new book out, and it's available on Amazon. It's entitled The Soccer Psalms. If you're listening or living in the UK or Europe, it's the Football Psalms. It's an anglicized adaptation. Well, in the book, I've taken 31 different psalms and translated them for soccer. The book features the biblical psalm from the NIV on one page and my paraphrase on the other. There are some reflection and meditation points too, where I share some of the context for what's been written, and I ask the reader to reflect on things out of their own life or maybe their own career. The Soccer Psalms is really a culmination of my many years of serving as volunteer chaplain to the Colorado Rapids of Major League Soccer. There have been many times when I've tried to share and express how God's Word speaks directly into our lives, whether you're an athlete, a coach, or just a fan of the beautiful game. I find that the Psalms are a powerful part of how God is writing that story with us. So during the month of December, I'm going to read a few of the Psalms for the podcast just to give you a little bit of a taste. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you'll share the pod with a friend. Well, I'd love if you pick up a copy from Amazon. If you do, would you mind writing an honest review of the book for me? That would be brilliant. Coming soon, too, we're working on translating the book into Spanish, and I'll be working on some audiobook versions as well. If you coach a team or lead an organization and you'd like to purchase a quantity of books, either of the versions, something over 10 or so, go to SoccrChapUtd United website, SoccrChapLainsUnited.org, and shoot me an email, and I'd love to work out a bulk rate discount for you. Well, thanks for listening. We kick off right after this.
He's found the space, and he's found the back of the net.
Just a little off foot, thinking he's going to go far post. Not strong enough with his right hand.
Whips that one in. Far post, almost made him ends, and they have. He has the hat-trick. The second in his career. The third of the night. The hat-trick hero.
Talked about you're not going to be able to sustain that kind of pressure.
To the corner. Goes towards the near post. And you're the angle, and what a goal! What a
goal! Praise for the success of the club. Day 24, Psalm 127. A song of ascents of Solomon. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. In vain you rise early and stay up late, toiling for food to eat, for he grants sleep to those he loves. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. Blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. They will not be put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court. Soccer Psalm 127, a song praising the success of a soccer club. Unless God builds the soccer ground, the builders labor in vain. Unless God watches over the club, its executives stand guard in vain. It is useless to get up early and to stay at work late, just trying to get a win. God gives rest and peace, even success and victory, to those that he loves. Good players are a lasting gift from God. A blessed youth academy is his reward. Like a deeply talented squad at the disposal of the coach are players who are in their prime. Blessed is the coach whose club is full of them. The club will not be put to shame when they compete with their opponents at the stadium grounds. You know, one of the biggest challenges for the chaplain in soccer is to encourage rest. This is especially true when results aren't going well. You know, our human tendency is to put in more effort, more time, more work in order to try and make a breakthrough or to achieve. I recall one player who was in and out of the starting lineup. He would run the stadium stairs after training in an effort to show his determination and drive to get back into the matchday squad. The problem was, he would take on the same load as the rest of the team in training that day and then do so much extra that he ended up injuring himself and being out for even longer. I counseled him that sometimes instead of merely trying to work harder, we need to rest, relax, get away from the game for a bit, regain balance. I've also seen it on the coaching side. In a results-oriented business, it can feel irresponsible to take time off in the midst of a poor run of form or a stretch of losses. But sometimes that is exactly what is needed. It might be that the players need a game of soccer tennis rather than running sprints. It might be better to have the team go out and do a team-building moment to galvanize the group rather than watching countless mind-numbing hours of game film. Oftentimes in soccer, it's the intangibles that have the greatest impact for the future. Players, coaches, and staff will often testify that they were drawn to something about a particular club or team that had more to do with culture or being seen and treated differently and not as some machine or robot, but more of a family feel in a club culture. The club owner or executive who dedicates their work to God will see the benefits in the long term. Those who are diligent in the work but ultimately surrender the results to the Lord will live a refreshed life. Their mental, spiritual, and emotional health will be off the charts. They will experience peace in the midst of the storms, not because they ignore poor results or are irresponsible, but because they trust in God. If you're in a position to dedicate or devote something, a club, a stadium, a season, a career to God, let me encourage you to do it. You will be glad that you gave it to Him. Thanks again for listening, friends. The soccer psalms in the US and the football psalms in the UK, all available on Amazon. Paperback, hardback, or ebook for Kindle. Give it a read, write a review. I'd greatly appreciate it. I look forward to being with you again next week. This is Rev Brad coming to you from the Touchline.